Nick's a military training pilot. Quarter roll on the way up. Nice stall turn. Box center. Nice positioning, Nick. Now a 3/4 flick. And then pulling out level and going into another stall turn with a 45 degrees. So up to the 45 about now. 2 quarter rolls to go inverted, hold the line, and then push to vertical, stall turn at the top. And then he'll be coming down and doing a half flick. So not a roll, but a flick. Nicely done. And then he pulls it out. Could have been a longer line, I think, after that flick. Going back over, pull it up to the vertical, a half roll, and then push over the top. So he does the half roll, waits, and then pushes over the top, and for a 45 degree line down, which is going to do a full flick, full rotation, flick roll. Here we go. Wow. Pulls to the level, and now he's going into what we're looking for is the wing rocks. There we go. Wing rock 1, 2, 3. Let's fly aerobatics. So pulling up into a P-loop right in front of the judges. Very difficult maneuver. Quarter roll, wait, and then pull round, which he's doing. And once he's pulled round, he'll be doing a 1.5 roll to inverted. Very nicely done. 1.5 roll without dipping. And then pushing up to a 45, inverted, so negative G. And then half roll, and then line, and then pulling up with a quarter roll on the stall turn. That's a little bit short for my money. He'll sort that out on the way down. Now it's a 3/4 flick. I'm not sure that flicked. So he's now roll. 1 wing rock, 2 wing rocks. Let's roll. Ben Filer, advanced. Pushing up, 45, half roll. Hold the line. Pull up to vertical, quarter roll. Now a nice crisp stall turn. Very good, and a 3/4 flick. Pulling out. As he did in his practice, he will be wanting to do a Humpty Bump. That's it, and then pull round. So a little bit to the right, and then this awkward 3/4 roll followed by 3 quarter rolls. Keep it on axis, Ben. 3 quarters. There you go. 1, 2, 3. Nicely done. And now he's got this 180 rolling turn. He's waiting until he's in the right position. Now he's started. That's good. That's the first 45. Second 45. He's got to keep the rotation smooth and consistent. A little bit of a stutter there. Keep it going till he's, there you go, inverted. And inverted wing rocks on the way out. Inverted and then tip down. First wing rock, second wing rock. Let's roll. Pushing up to an inverted 45. Dead center. Half roll. Hold the line. Pull up to it. So he's much bigger than he did in his practice. So he's further to the right. But he's good. Quarter roll at the top. And then he's got this 3/4 flick. Nicely done. Now he's just seeing where he is in the box. And he's going to do this double Humpty. Roll. Nice. And then push over. Keeping it tight at the top so he doesn't go back too far. He's now mid-box. And then a 3/4 roll to bring him back onto the A. Sorry, it's a quarter roll to bring him back onto the A-axis. Now he'll go into this Cuban, so up to the 45 with a 1.5 roll, keeping the line straight. 1.5 to inverted, keep the line straight, and then gently pull it round. There we go. Probably cheating it closer, and then he's going to do 2 half rolls. Yes, he's cheated it closer. pulling up to a 40. So pulling up, and then he'll pull over inverted and do a 1.5 roll. Pull over inverted, nicely positioned in front of the judges. 45 line, 1.5 roll. And then pull straight back up into the vertical. And then pull over and then do an inverted square goldfish. Not quite sure what the technical term for this. Inverted down 45 with 3 of 2. 1, 2, 3. And then pull straight up to the... He can flick to the right just as easily as to the left. So now he's going to wait a bit, get back the other side of the centre of the box before he pulls up. Still a little bit early, if I might suggest. Half roll, then push over the top to create a 45-degree line with a full flick on it. Nice line beforehand, full flick. And now he's going to do a full roll and then put this awkward figure with a full roll and then pull up, and then he's going to do a 3/4 roll followed by 3 quarter rolls, but stay on axis. Nicely done. 4, 2, 3 to inverted. Now a different figure, he's going to do 2 half rolls and then pull it down, half roll down. Wing rocks. Okay, let's fly. Coming in, 200 knots. Pull up to the 45, 1.25 roll. 3/4 flick. Yeah, a little bit notchy. Nice stall turn, and then he's going to do 2 half rolls and head back to the left. Go past, got to keep it tight, stay in the box, 1/4 roll to get back on axis, but pull off to the left and then pull off inverted and then go into an inverted spin with 2/4 rolls directly after the spin. So he's got to spin then roll. And you'll want to place this in front of the judges. So he's just pushing it, bringing us, and then he'll close the throttle a little bit too far probably, waiting for it to stop. Two of 4, and then unlimited. Here we go, wing rocks. Let's fly. Steve Bakhtiari, XA41, unlimited, figure 1. 1.25 roll. 3/4 neg flick. Pulls up to the vertical. Stall turn. Got to stay calm at this point. 2 half rolls. It's going to pull it out. Think about where to place this next figure. It's got a inverted 45 and then a 3/4 roll followed by a 1.25 roll the other way. Tricky. 3/4. Nicely done. Pull round 5/8 of the loop, keeping it nice and big and making sure he's on axis. And then on the down 45, the inverted down, he's making this very big. The down 45, you do a 1.5 neg flick, followed by a full roll the other way. Nicely done. Pulls out, and then straight up, and then with the 2 half rolls on the vertical line, pulling over into another inverted 45 line. Team US. Sequence 1. 45, 1 1/4 roll. 3/4. Pulling up to the vertical. Still turn. Very close in. And then the 2 half rolls on the way down. Straight line. 1, 2. Pulling out. Back across the box and then up. 3/4 roll with 2 of 8 going the other way. 2/8 of a roll the other way. 1/8, 2/8. Let's draw a line and then push over the top. And then this is one of the fixed figures, 1 1/4 flick followed by 2 of 8 going the other way. So here's the flick. And then a 1/4 ending on knife edge, 2 of 8 going back, and no spin, just pull it straight down, and then 1 1/4 roll, and then another double humpty, 1 1/4, oh, towards, okay, quite close, oh, that's a tight pull. And there's a full roll, another hump, pull over the top, to reposition herself right in the right space, yes, and then a 3/4 pulse flick, left foot, wham, there we go, pulling it out, and now she's nicely positioned at the centre of the front of the box, coming straight in. Let's roll. Barrier heels, unlimited. First figure is a Humpty Bump, straight up in front of the judges, a 4 1/4 rolls. And then pulling over the top. And then a double roll before he goes into the bottom half of this double humpty. Pull up, straight back up, 2 half rolls. And then he'll be pushing over and into a 1 1/2 spin. Nicely positioned. Yeah, straight into the spin. That's it. Right in the centre of the box, pulling up to a 45. So 3 half rolls right in front of the judges. 1, 2, 3. Hold the line. Pull down vertical with a full pull on the way down. And then back across the box into another double humpty, a push humpty, so 3 1/4 rolls on the 1 wing rock. 3 wing rocks, let's fly. David Thompson, unlimited. 1 1/4 roll, 3/4 neg flick. Pulls up. Stall turn. A little bit light on that flick. Good to see it flick. Half rolls. Very nicely. And then back across for this. So, fulling up the vertical 3 1/4 roll followed by 2/8 the other way. 3/4. 1/8, 2/8. And then pushing over the top for a 45 line with a 1 1/4 flick followed by, so he's coming towards and then straight up, and then he'll reposition himself using the top half of this to be right in the golden zone, and then there's 2 8th rolls to get back on axis, on the A axis, there they are, and then he'll pull out, and then just to the right he'll pull up vertical for the tail slide, which is a 1 1/4 roll, and then there'll be a tail slide, so smoothly off with the power, and you fly the aircraft backwards and then fall towards it so that the canopy goes down. Nicely done. And then there's a negative 3/4 snap. Very good, very smooth snapping aircraft. Back across and up the other side with a, here he comes tipping in. Wing rock. Let's fly. Serial Talent, unlimited. Up 45, 1¼ roll. Full 3/4 neg flick, pulse. Up to the vertical. Good line after that, neg flick. Up to the vertical. Stall turn. 2 half rolls. Really nice long lines after the rolls, very good. Sharp corners, go central. A double Humpty with 3/4 rolls on the way out. Long line before, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Pulling over the top. He's going to come towards. It'll be very close. Quarter roll and then inverted. He's pulled that very tight, that Humpty. That's a big G pull. And now he's going to do his inverted spin right in front of us, really quite close. Inverted spin with 2/4 rolls. There's the inverted spin, 2/4 rolls. 1, 2, and then pulling round. This is a lot of G at this point. That's why he's making it big, so it's not too much G, and then 3 half rolls at the top here. He's moved that a little bit further away during that. 1, 2, 3, and then just wait for some tell us he's going to start. There's 1 wing rock, 2, 3. Let's fly. Chris Brook, unlimited. Figure 1, 45, 1¼ roll. 3/4 neg flick. Pulling up to the vertical. Stall turn. So then 2 clean half rolls, and then back across to pull up exactly at the right spot for figure 2. Yeah, 3/4 roll and 2 of 8, 3/4 roll, an 1/8 and an 1/8, and then pushing over at the top here for this tricky 1¼ flick, so stopping on the knife edge, and then 2/8 of a roll to get back. Knife edge, 1/8. And then pulling up, vertical 3/4 rolls. 1, 2, 3. Stall turn. And then a 3/4 flick on the way down, positive flick to the left. There we go. And then pulling out, and now another 45-degree entry stall turn. So pulling up, positioning is very nice for this, 1½ rolls. Hold it for the line and then push up to the vertical. Nice, clean stall turn at the top. Little bit early. Diving in with wing rocks, 3 wing rocks, let's fly. John McCarthy, intermediate. Moving into half roll, second half roll, and then pulling vertical for a stall turn. And then it has a nice, clean, straight line after the stall turn. No bridging of the stall turn, should be a clean rotation. And then no wobbles, dead straight on the way down. That's looking good. And then pulling out level, and then back up to the 45. And now we have a half flick to inverted and maintain the line. A little bit on the steep side, but pretty good. and then pulling down to the vertical. Get a nice vertical line. John has to dipping, a little bit of a wobble there, and then a quarter roll and a 3/4 roll. Quarter roll, and a 3/4 roll to correct. Very good. Now he has to just wait a little bit, then it's a half roll and pull down. Sorry, that's 2 of 4, and looks a little bit half rollish. 4 roll, quarter rolls, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now really into high. Let's roll up to the 45. 1 roll, second roll, pulling up to the vertical. Wow, that didn't go well. Something went very wrong there. So what's he going to do? Is he going to carry on? He's going to carry on. 45 degrees, half flick, which didn't look very flicky, and feels like he's rushing a little bit, and didn't really draw a straight line there. Now pull to the vertical. It's actually almost too much to the left now, not central enough, and he's doing a quarter roll and then 3/4 roll and going slowly. And now he's going to do 2 quarter rolls. That's it. And pull down. And he's actually a bit too far to the left. And then 4 quarter rolls. 2, 3, 4. Very good. And now a 90-degree rolling circle outside. So roll. Here we go, Jacob Hinson, intermediate, coming into the box, ready for this 45-degree figure 1. 1, 2 half rolls, pause, pull to the vertical, and then a nice clean stalter. Very good, and then a nice long clean line, no wobbles. Very good. Pulling out cleanly, and then up into the aircraft around the box. Pull up exactly at dead center. Pull over the top, which will be a small radius, and then the radius at the bottom is always much bigger. They can be up to 400 meters, which is nearly half the box. Here we go. 2 wing rocks, and then after the 3rd wing rock, a little bit of a dip, and there we go. Ruth Scott, intermediate. Let's fly. 45, 2 half rolls. 1, 2, hold it, draw a line, very nice. Pull it up to vertical, and then do a nice stall turn. Clean stall turn. That's good. Draw a nice line. Very good. And then pulling out level. And now plenty of space straight up into the Humpty, the second Humpty, and pull it back. Come back towards the judges. That's it. And then she's making that quite a larger radius at the top to claw back some of that space, and then done a nice 3/4 roll, and then she has to pull up dead show center for the P-loop. Up and then hold the line and then pull round, making a nice shape here and keeping it on axis. She can see, she's inverted, she can see where the box is, so she can decide with her feet. Half roll, inverted, now 1.5 rolls without dipping. And then for a bit of speed and do the 3rd wing rock on the down 45 as he comes hurtling in to do a loop exactly at show center, a little bit left, which is probably right, floating it over the top, little bit of a granny loop. I would suggest. A bit more float at the top there, Adrian. Up 45, and now half roll to inverted. Hold that line, and then pull round without pinching, making a nice shape. And then back up to the 45. It's called a goldfish. Up to the 45, draw a nice line, and then pull off to level. Do a knock, and it starts scoring as soon as he draws level again. So he's making sure he's got some speed. He's got a lot more speed now. And he's repositioned himself. He's going up to the 45. A long way left. Pushing forward. And I think he's absolutely in the wrong place. He needs to wait before he does the spixis. Look where you are. And all the way back up to the 45. And then hold that 45. Draw a nice line. And then cap off. Level. '90-degree turn, and now the 270-degree turn. Back round the other way. Very nice. And now I'm assuming he will be able to go straight into the 45-degree up because he has plenty of speed. He's making that a big radius to get himself back in the centre of the box. Very good. Up to the 45. No problem. And then cap off at the right height. And then pulling back on the throttle. Preparing himself for the spin. Dead centre of the box, pretty good. 1.5 spin. Yeah, there we go. Good place to start. Now, make sure you float it across the top. Bit of forward stick. It's a little bit pinched at the top, sort of a granny loop shape. Now he's going up to the 45. And then a half roll to inverted, hold the line, and then pull it smoothly round, making a nice round shape. He should be a little bit further to the right for this, and then back up, push off, and then do a competition turn. Now up into a stall turn, nice, dead straight vertical line. Time the turn at the top. Bit early, he was still climbing when he went on that. Bit early, nice line on the way out. That's good. And then pull out and wing rock, quite hearty wing rock, shall we say? She really is throwing it around. Steady. Here comes the loop. Now we want this to be floaty at the top loop. A little bit, ease the back pressure. A little bit, almost forward pressure to give it still a little bit pinched, a little bit more float at the top, but not bad. And coming up into the 45, half roll, hold the line, pulling it round, nice smooth round, and then back up to the 45, hold it, push off cleanly and crisply. And then pulling out, but at least it's positioned very well actually. And then half roll, that's the half roll, and then half loop, half roll at the top, roll off the top. Oh, let's fly. Toby Reed, sports, pulls into a loop, float across the top. Come on, come on, that's it. Much floatier. That's a better shape. That's not what we've seen yet. And then up 45, hold it, half roll, lugubrious roll rate, but nicely done, and then smoothly round 5/8 of the loop, back up to 45, hold it, push off the top. He goes up into the roll off the top, a bit early, half roll at the top of this half loop, keeping on axis, yep, and then down 45, and I think he's positioned that a little bit too far to the right, half loop should have waited, but he's getting on with it, which is very good. Keeping that on axis. The wing rocks will know he's happy. Yes, there's a wing rock. There's another wing rock, and then a dive. There's the dive and the third wing rock. There we go. Let's roll. Rich Gale, sports. Into the loop, bit of a float at the top. Yes. Oh, that's a nicely floated loop. That's good. Nicely flown. And then up to the 45 for the goldfish. Hold it, half roll. Nice. And then smoothly round. Nice big round. You can see where he is. He can just angle himself better. Back up to the 45. Push off. Now he'll want to just wait a bit. Get himself. Spin a little bit early. I would have pushed it a little bit deeper in the box, but it's box centre, which is good enough. Nice straight line. Yes. Very nice straight line after the spin, and now he's going to do the roll off the top. Yes, he's waited a couple of beats before he's pulled into that, give himself some space, then a half roll off the top without going off heading. Very nice eye. Here he goes, doing the loop. Bit of a float at the top. Float it, float it. Ish. A little bit of a granny shape, but pretty good. And he's going to come up 45 into this goldfish, half roll, hold that line, and then smoothly come round and create a big loop. Back up to the 45, and then push off the top, and then do these two competition turns. So first one, 90 degrees to the right, so you've got to roll, close the throttle, and then into that 1.5 turn spin. Little bit of a stutter on the spin, but a nice straight line afterwards. Comes out, and now again you've got to wait and do a half roll off the top, half loop, half roll. Pretty good. And then a down 45. So he's waiting a little bit. That's probably a little bit of a wait. Taking his time. Dive. And then here's full power. Tom Wilson Sports. Let's fly. The loop. Straight up. Needs to float it on the top. Nicely show central. To exit at the same level that he entered, which he's done. Up into the 45. Slightly off axis. Now he needs to spot that and iron it out on the way around, which he's done. There we go. And back up to the 45. And then push off, and then push down 45 into a reverse goldfish. So back round, all the way round to a 45, and then a half roll. 45 inverted, half roll to erect. Hold that line, bring it level, and then a stall turn. Nice clean stall turn at the top. Wait for just the right moment. There we go.